Welcome back to Dishin with Daniella, where the conversations are real and the snacks are nourishing. Today, we're turning life's lemons into something sweet with my guest, Tay Lautner, the founder of the Lemons Foundation. Welcome to the show!
I was like, when do I pop up?
We are going to be making no-bake lemon coconut bites in honor of Mental Health Awareness Month. I'm such a fan of what Tay does with the Lemons Foundation, and because you're so good about making those mental health motives digestible, I thought what a great little collab we could have with the Digest, because we care so much about self-care and wellness, and all of those go hand in hand. You are a very young, smart, equipped nurse who now founded this foundation, the Lemons Foundation. I'm just curious, where did that really stem from? To be just so conscious at such a young age in a world where obviously there's such a need for mental health attention and focus, but is there a piece in your life where you realized this is something I want to do?
I was a COVID nurse.
Oh my goodness, how did I not know that?
So yeah, I worked as a COVID nurse.
Wow.
Yeah. That was not fun.
Yeah.
That was really hard, but I ended up having to step away from the hospital and was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD from it. And that's just kind of where my love for mental health really started. I feel like I've had a lot of people in my life struggle with mental health, whether it be addiction or different mental health diagnoses, but this was the first time I ever really dealt with it. So when I left the hospital, I wanted to find a way to still connect with people, because it was COVID and everyone was struggling with their mental health, not just the healthcare workers. So I kind of started a little blog that was Lemons by Tay, and then after a little bit of time, I was like, I think I'm going to start a nonprofit that really just focuses on building a community to help advocate and encourage people to explore their mental health in a very digestible way. Because I feel like if you were to Google how do I better my mental health, it's terrifying, and there's so many different things you could do. So that's just kind of helping to give simple daily prompts, different little self-care things you can do, how to have a conversation with someone. And yeah, that was kind of the start of it.
I can only imagine the PTSD that you would have encountered and felt afterwards, because we all felt it from afar. So to turn that into something that could help others and reach others is admirable. This recipe is really easy, which I like, especially for mental health.
We love simple. We love easy.
Simple,
yeah,
and wholesome and nourishing. So we're gonna start with 1 cup of shredded coconut.
Oh,
I feel like you're my child.
I would love that.
Would you like to
do
my
little step stool? What am I dumping here?
Oh, this is half a cup of almond flour. A tablespoon of maple syrup. I'm sure you're really good at juicing lemons.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
I have 5 lemon trees.
Do you really?
Yeah.
How valuable are they? When
really
you need a
rare.
lemon,
Yeah.
that is the only way to go. Coconut oil, melted coconut oil. Have you found that the journey to mental health, they correlate a lot, being that you come from a health background as well?
Yeah. I'm a big advocate for self-care. Obviously I love a good facial or a little outing, but also I think self-care is really important, what you're putting in your body. And I think making sure you're eating good food is really where that stems from. And we have to take care of our bodies first, and we're responsible for putting good things in it. So I really feel that's kind of the basis to making sure you're eating the right food, have good supplements, taking your vitamins, all that silly basic stuff that we've been hearing from our parents for so many years.
It is,
but it actually is, I feel very applicable.
Obviously, since I have a mental health advocate like yourself, I have some questions.
Hit me. I also have questions for you too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's really cool. I hope I can answer them. What are your thoughts on toxic positivity, being that we are coming to you straight from the social media, the source of all toxic positivity?
I know. I mean, I'm a sucker for toxic positivity, especially just being oh, everything's gonna be okay, it's fine, just kind of brushing things off. But I feel I really had to work on saying no, when things aren't okay, not just brushing it off because I'm trying to stay positive and everything's okay. That's something that my therapist has been no, it's okay to feel sad or be mad about something, you don't have to just push it down or brush it off.
Were you a people pleaser at any point?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Do you feel you've recovered, or do you still have tendencies that you're aware of?
Honestly, since having a business of my own now, I feel I've had to learn that because
to advocate for yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Especially like, I mean, on the note of advocating, like being a nurse and like seeing how often like patients actually have to advocate for themselves, like even just in life too. Are you like that?
I think I'm like shedding a little bit,
Yeah.
but just, I think honestly, innately you do it as you get older. I've found that as I've gotten older, especially after having kids.
I was just gonna ask.
Yeah, no, it's like a different threshold. You just
Yeah.
wake up and you're like, okay, I realize there's no one that's gonna step up or speak up
Yeah.
but myself.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to ask, like, how do you prioritize your self-care as a mom? Because I'm sure there's like mom guilt when you're like, I need 5 minutes to myself to like shower, but then you're like, I miss my kid.
I'll be honest, there are stages where it's just not as attainable. Like I could be the best at prioritizing and scheduling, but if it doesn't feel authentic and it feels like I'm pulling myself away, there goes the self-care.
Yeah.
But I've seen since like my kids have gotten a little older, because I have a 4 and 5-year-old, there's plenty of room for deep breaths and like a nice like chill out, or there's a lot more of that. And I think it just depends on how you like structure your day and their day.
Yeah.
And also I'm like big on my kids seeing us like work out. I'm big on them seeing like being involved in the kitchen. So that way like the things that do make me feel my best, they're involved in some way sometimes.
Yeah.
Or know how to support it.
I know, I always wonder like how, because obviously that it will be coming at some point for myself. But I always like think about that. Like what, obviously your life changes drastically, but like how I preach all of this and I already know it's gonna be so hard, but I just have to accept that it's gonna be hard.
I think I've had to like restructure what self-care is, because I think we also need to accept the stages of those times when like it's harder to do the things that felt like they helped us.
Yeah.
And you become simpler. Like truly, like I remember just like when I breastfed both my kids for a while, and I remember just that sip of water when you nurse and you get the letdown. That sip of water feels like, I mean, you might as well just gone to the spa. Like it's like the most gratifying moment, and you just become a little bit more like accepting, and then it changes, and then you get more time back, and things gradually change. When do you feel like you know, like, okay, I need like a mental health check-in, or you feel like it's time for you to use one of the tools?
Most of the time it's my husband telling me.
We like the mirrors in our relationship.
Yeah, truly. He is my mirror. No, I feel like I've gotten pretty good at like feeling anxiety come on, or even just like admitting when I am like starting to feel anxious, or when I feel stuff is going on. I'll put my phone down, remove myself. I do this a lot. I'll literally go lay on like the cement in my backyard in the sun, and like full sweatsuit, just like lay there in the sun and just kind of let my mind like reset and take a minute away from like people and phone. And my husband's really great with like, and I'm like, I need a minute. He's like, got it. Like, you do you. Like, I'll give you space. Yeah. So he's good at that, which is great. If I'm feeling like jittery or anxious, I'm like, I know that that's what I'm feeling today. So maybe like the expectation of that I have for myself today, I'm not going to reach that, but I'm still got out of bed. I'm still like going throughout my day. So like counting those like little wins.
Do you drink coffee?
At this moment, I do. I didn't for a while. I was like off caffeine for probably like a year. I did like a full cutback, because I never drank it. And then when my husband and I started dating, he like his family's huge coffee drinkers. Like they have it in the morning and the afternoon, and so that we would just like, it was like a
ritual.
I was literally like, I was like socially drinking. Like that's literally what it was. And then I was getting so anxious and jittery, and I was like, okay, we need to like not do this. I had a full like caffeine detox, like that migraines, which is so crazy that like,
I know
can
it's
happen.
a real thing. Yeah. Are there any like very recent boundaries that you've recognized you're ready to like put into place, or you've had to? Because I feel like it's a journey, right? Like we start to do work on ourselves, and we're like, oh, boundaries, and it becomes this like general thing. Yeah. But I find that like, I don't know, as I've gotten older, I've realized that like I have to do my own check-ins where I'm like, am I actually still like growing and being aware of these things? Because you can easily become the person that's like,
No, I think my boundary is making sure that I'm like closing my laptop and like actually like paying attention to my husband, and like just having time like at the table. I guess that's not really like a boundary, but something that we've been like really focused on doing is eating dinner at the table, because we always just sit at the couch and like we'll watch whatever game is on, or if we're like watching a show, then we'll do that. But being intentional with like, hey, like even though we've kind of been we've both been home today, we've been in the same vicinity, but we haven't like actually talked. Having that time to like actually conversate is something that I feel like we've put into place that I really enjoy, and it's so important too.
So important, especially because you touched on potentially having kids in the future. Like having that in place now is going to serve you forever. Because I remember when I was babysitting a lot before kids, I would babysit for this one family who I still am close with because I just admire them so much.
Yeah.
But they were really good about date nights, and I always thought, oh, we're gonna do date nights like weekly. You know, like thinking, oh, that's doable. That shouldn't be too hard. Yeah. But it is hard, and we don't have help or babysitters, or you just sometimes can't leave, right? So carving out time where you're like, it's accessible. We're home. We're in our kitchen. We're on our couch. We're on our bed. Whatever it is, like. To have that skill set now is going to serve you forever. Oh, I can't believe I just big sissed you.
I love it. I'll take it. I'm here for it.
Okay, so after you roll them into these beautiful balls, you're just gonna chill them in the fridge. And luckily, because we use the melted coconut oil, it'll just harden pretty quickly. And then they become these nice, firm balls.
Love it.
Just like these. Ta-da! Oh my gosh. Well, what do you think?
Wait, this tastes like something. It kind of tastes like a Girl Scout cookie. A lemon Samoa. I was not expecting it to taste that good. No offense.
No, I mean, I don't blame you. It was so simple. But to tie it all together, sometimes it really is the simplest things that make us feel nourished, complete, reset, balanced.
Yeah.
Ticks all the boxes. Well, thank you for joining me in the kitchen.
Thanks for letting me eat your food.
Thanks, Dishin.